Okay? That temple has to be built again. Okay? And those sacrifices put on. That's what Yah is talking about in Isaiah chapter 66. Okay? We mentioned that in the Q&A. We mentioned it in the past. The first verse, thus saith Yah, the heaven is my throne, the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye build unto me, and where is the place of my rest? That temple has to be built. Okay? That's the only way, as he says in verse 22 of the same chapter 66 Isaiah. For as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make shall remain before me, saith Yah, so shall your seed and your name remain. You go in there and read that. That's the only way we're going to get a new heavens and a new earth on this earth. That's the only way man is going to be able to be cleansed, his blood cleansed. Okay, when those healing waters, Ezekiel chapter 47, come forth out of that temple. Those healing waters are the proverbial fountain of youth. And through those healing waters, when those sacrifices at temple of Yah gets established in Mount Moriah in Jerusalem, and those sacrifices put on, okay, then those healing waters will come out of the temple. Go to Ezekiel chapter 47 and read it. And every place where those waters go, it's going to heal. That's how we're going to get a new heavens and a new earth. That's how the people of the earth and the animals and the birds and the fish, okay, the insects, that's how everything can be replenished. But it's not going to happen until the people of the earth submit to Yah and come. And then we're talking about the elite, the ones who have control of governments, the ones who have all the economics and the finances. When they submit to Yah, okay, which Yah's in the process of humbling them as I speak, just like he did Amenophis II, just like he did Nebuchadnezzar, okay, just like he's done many, okay, nations and their kings in the past. He's humbling these elite of the earth today, these Illuminati Edomite bankers, these kings, these queens, these princes, okay, the elite of the earth. Because again, like most people don't understand when they read this book, all right, Isaiah chapter 41 verse 9, when Yah is talking about he's talking about calling him his servant from the chief, okay, the chief people here in America, the daughter of Babylon. And the chief there, if you look that chief up in the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, that chief has a different set of numbers. And when you look that chief up, it's going to say secondary extremity. Okay? And that's talking about the people who have been set up here in America to run America. But they're not the actual top rung. They're right below that. And who is it talking about? Skull and Bone Boys. You know, your John Kerrys, your George W. Bushes, your George H. Bushes. Okay? Skull and Bones. Okay? They don't run America for them. You know, understand what I'm saying? They're not at the top run. They get orders from the Illuminati, the international bankers. So that when Yah says, I've called thee from the chief men in Isaiah 41:9, he's talking about the secondary, the extremity. Not the top, not the head, but the offshoot. And remember, the Skull and Bone Boys here in America, you got two factions. You got the Edomite faction, the Jew faction, John Kerry faction he's part of, and you got the Gentile faction that the Bushes is part of. But they Skull and Bone. But it's two different factions. Okay? And they don't always see eye to eye. And Yah is stirring up jealousy like a man of war. That's why you're seeing people rise up all around the world, okay? Because they tired of not having enough. They're rising up against those who got everything. And you've got a small percentage, you know, maybe what? 2-3% of the people can, you know, got everything, and 90-some% of the people is poverty stricken in the world. And that's why you're seeing people now. And Yah is putting jealousy even amongst the elite. Okay? So we have to turn back to Yah. He's our only answer. We have no other answer, you know, the ways of man, politically, religiously, okay, educationally, going to these schools that lie and deceive you, okay? And you can't resort to weaponry, okay? That's not the answer. Because again, Yah's movement is a movement of peace, okay? Peace. It's the only way peace is going to come to this earth. And to any and everybody that turns to Yah, okay? So again, and you know, before this ends, I wanted to say, and also when you get a chance, read Leviticus 26. I want to say that because That's very important. Leviticus 26, that's the only place where it actually says twice. Okay? What is it? 26 in the, well, just read the whole chapter. Okay? I know it goes in 14, but it also goes 26, I think it's 41, Leviticus, where it says we have to accept of our punishment. We got to stop all this marching. We got to stop all of this want to get upset and get mad and pick up a gun and shoot somebody, because only fools do that. You know, the literally mentally deranged, whatever complexion, whatever the color of their complexion. Anybody that murders anybody, shoots and kills people is mentally deranged. And that's not going to help you. That's not going to save you. Okay? But we have got to accept of our punishment. You will see that in Leviticus chapter 26. Stop all this marching. Stop talking about reparations. Because we don't deserve reparations, you understand, for doing wrong. That's why we're in captivity, for doing wrong, not doing right. Okay, and you'll see this in the 52nd chapter of Isaiah. We sold ourselves for naught because we became iniquitous. So what's the flip side of this? We will be redeemed with our money. When we do right, then Yah will bring us back. Just like he kicked us out of our land and put this curse over our head for doing wrong, when we do right, and you'll see this is what we've got to do, we return to Yah. Okay, Solomon's supplication, 1 Kings 8, 2 Chronicles 6, Deuteronomy chapter 30, the first 3 verses at the top. When we return to Yah and obey all this law with all our heart and soul, everything we can do in captivity, and that 7th day Sabbath is a must. You will see this, 16:29 Exodus, let every man abide in his place. The 56th chapter of Isaiah, keep ye judgment and do justice. Blessed is the man that does this, blessed that keeps his hand from doing any evil and keeps the Sabbath day from polluting it. And then you go 2 chapters over, chapter 58 Isaiah, it tells you about Yah's holy day. Not pursuing your own words, not speaking your own words, pursuing your own pleasures, okay? But drawing your soul out to the hungry and the thirsty. That's the ones that are hungry and thirsty for this word. And call the Sabbath a delight, honorable. If you're not going to honor it, and when you do it, you might as well not do it. If you're sitting in the house where you're supposed to be or wherever your dwelling is on that Sabbath day, and you're not doing it, I mean, you're doing it, but you're doing it with a heavy heart as it's a burden, you might as well not do it. If it's not an honor and delight, you might as well not do it. Okay? So, again, and let me just say this. This is for the women. All right? This is for the women out there, or the children of Israel. You understand? Just like what Yah did to the women in Isaiah chapter 3. That was back then. The same thing is going on now. He's humbling you women. You're going to have to get rid of that pride, that arrogance. You're going to have to read this book, study it. All of you who are going to do this, I know all of you are not. But all you who are going to read this book of remembrance, study it, get that law in your heart, then sit back and look for you an Israelite man who's about Yah. And when you find him, pick him out, okay? And be ready to do just like it says in Genesis chapter 3. Be a helpmate. Your desires are supposed to be to your man. Pick him out and then give everything you got to him to aid him in establishing and serving Yah of hosts, and having children to raise in that same walk. Just like it says in Malachi chapter 2, to raise a righteous seed, a holy seed. So you women, stop wanting to be priests. Stop wanting to do what man is doing. See, because men are going to, in other words, women can't become a woman until men become a man in this. You understand? Now, you women need to get yourself together, as do the Hebrew Israelite men. Because it's not about having a bunch of women just to have sex with when the man has more than one wife. Okay? It's not about that. Right? It's about having women as wives in the name of Yah to raise, to have, conceive, raise holy children in the way of Yah. So this way of Yah can be manifested over and over and over again forever. And with that, Yah bless all of you, the national audience and the national audience, and I pray Yah blesses Mark Sims and his house for all that he's done for showing these shows of Yah righteousness. For Yah righteousness, Jerusalem and the Holy See, Yah bless.